no. Hello. And good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Wow. Oh boy, what a day it is to be doing a stream. I was feeling quite good about today's stream until literally just before the stream when I made a horrible, huge mistake that I now have to live with. Actually, I'll be back in just a second, and I'll tell you what is going. Everything's fine, but I'll tell you what's going on in just a second. Oh boy, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Okay. This is the weirdest, stupidest thing to happen to me, but here we are. And are we really surprised that a weird, stupid thing happened to me? So, before stream, I had an afternoon snack of a gluten-free bagel with cream cheese and some everything bagel seasoning because it is delicious and wonderful, and it is just something I'm really enjoying lately. But consequently, I was, doing my pre-stream. I should probably pee so I don't have to do it while I'm streaming. And, then I looked at my reflection in the mirror when I was washing my hands, and I did a little smile, and I noticed that, oh boy, some of the little poppy seeds from that everything bagel seasoning just managed to get right their way in between my teeth, my front teeth. So I thought, what am I going to do about this? Well, why not brush your teeth? So I brushed my teeth. Now my teeth look fine now. There's no stray seeds visible, except the one which I ended up having to floss to get at because the brush would not budge it. And I can't see it now, but it feels like there's something stuck between my teeth. Like, really acutely. There's like a pressure between these two tooths, and it has activated my, like, latent fear of my own teeth. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. I don't know if anyone else has this thing where you're like, the only way that I can think to describe it is kind of like you're afraid of your own teeth. Where, like, just, I am deadly terrified that, like, I'm maintaining my teeth poorly and that they're getting all bad and that, like, the dentist is gonna shame me or something. I don't know. I do the correct things, I think. But also I think of all of, like, the medical disciplines that we are subjected to. I feel like dentistry just feels the most, like, medieval to me, you know? I don't know if that's a correct way to put it, but that's how it feels. It doesn't feel good to me going to see the dentist. Going to see the dentist feels like I'm going to be subjected to something in ways that, like, other sort of doctory things just don't. I don't know. Anyways. So I'm just hoping that if I just continue, like, drinking tea and stuff, that if there's still a seed stuck between my teeth, it'll just kind of move on of its own accord, maybe. That'd be nice. Yeah. So that's how my day is going. And as you can see, I did as a little art for today's stream. And I'm very serious about it, and I'm very, as you can see, I worked on it for a really long time. Don't ask how that hat is staying on the possum's head. That's not for you to know. That's the possum's business. Anyways, I didn't really have any good ideas. So I was like, what if I drew a possum wizard? Then I was like, what sort of spell is the possum wizard? And the spell that the possum wizard is casting is just be nice to yourself. Because that felt like a pleasant affirmation. I love a possum, says briefcase full of beads. Hell yeah! Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you. I hope you're having a lovely day. I just realized that I don't have any paint water. So, I'm gonna go fill this up. I'll be back in a second. Oh my god, I'm so prepared today. Professional stream! Anywho, the good news is I think that in the space it took me to walk to the other room, fill this cup with water, and walk back, I don't want to say for sure, but I think the errant poppy seed may have actually dislodged itself. So yay. It only took like an excess of brushing and flossing and then just leaving it alone was what worked. What are teeth? Don't answer that. Anyways, so last stream I did a little swatch out of these Viviva color sheet metallic set that I got. It's quite interesting because some of them definitely have like a higher amount of shimmer to them, and I don't know if that's just because I had more paint on my brush, but unsurprisingly, like when we get to the sort of the lighter wash, this is basically not doing anything. So I don't think this is a paint that is for necessarily every color in a painting, so I'm going to use it strategically here. Maybe for like some accents on the possum's hat, and then like the magic letters, basically. Ooh, my moderator / spouse is home. I'm gonna go say hi to him. 1 second, everybody. Babe. The poppy seed stuff in my teeth. Yeah. But I managed to dislodge it.
We have like floss and...
I know, I flossed and brushed. And it's just in there. It's awful. You know, sometimes it'll be like that. Hmm? Everything basil is so good. Not on stream. It's not that kind of stream. I am back. Sorry about that. I had to go greet my person, but I have returned. I feel like I was trying to think, like, do I know any possum facts? I did, and I forget. It's basically the answer. Also, if this takes us like 20 minutes to paint, the only other work in progress that I have at the moment is Star Trek fan art, so you're gonna have to look at that. So be warned, I guess. Either that or I could start sketching something else, but I don't have any good sketch ideas at the moment because my brain is porridge. Oh, nice! The possums are largely immune to rabies, says Briefcase Full of Bees. I love that for them. That's rad as heck. I'm drawing a possum, babe. Yay. I'm using my shiny paints on said possum. I think it's gonna be good. The one thing to note is that I was thinking of using this like gold paint, but you notice that like all of these are like a combo of very highly pigmented paint and then also a certain amount of like shimmery stuff. Like this is like a blue with like a silvery shimmer. This is a teal with like a gold shimmer, which I love as a combo. I think that's really sexy. But the gold and silver are just gold and silver, and I think they would pop more overlaid on top of like a darker color. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. Like I might use the gold or the silver for like the little sort of moon and star and planet details on this hat here. So I might put like a color under them so that the shininess like pops. I don't know. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. But I also have the just regular color sheet set, which is just colored paints with which to do the rest of the bits. So that being said, the rest of the bits are not going to be super colorful. Because the possum is going to be the color of a possum. Which I'm gonna have to look up some pictures of opossums to make sure that I get the coloration right. But thankfully, that's not a super difficult thing to look up. Oh, hello. And they're so stinking cute. And I love how when like their mouths are closed, they just look like these perfect, adorable, like innocent little creature. And then as soon as they like they open their mouth, they just look like they're having an anxiety attack. And honestly, same. So that's that's relatable. Um, like this, I think the last time that we dealt with an opossum on stream, this this was the photo that I found, and I love it. I love it so much because honestly, same. No, why is it not? Oh shoot, hold up. This is my Instagram page. Hopefully, is it not? Is it not? No, why isn't it displaying my Instagram page? Is it broken? Shoot. Hello? I haven't changed any settings. Yeah, that should work. Okay, my show and tell screen is not, it's neither showing nor telling. Sorry about that. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. Bear with, bear with. They're quirky little dudes. That briefcase full of bees, they truly are. Can you see? Okay, genuinely for reasons unbeknownst to me, it's just decided not to capture the internet today. I don't know how to fix this. Yay! Well, I can't show you a picture. I could look up a picture of a possum on my phone, I guess, and I could show you that. Or you could just look at this drawing, which is... Let's pretend it's pretty representative, shall we? I think they're adorable. I don't know why I've never really drawn them before. Because they are adorable. I don't know. I don't know if this character fits into like sort of my I've always been very loose in terms of like the world building of my many silly little characters that I keep sort of coming back to and redrawing again, like Terry and the gnome husbands and the hamster wives. I don't know. I kind of assume that they inhabit the same like world. Are they friends? I don't know. They've never really interacted in the space of my artwork. But I do think that they exist in the same sort of continuity with probably the same rules. But then a lot of other stuff is kind of dictated by the rule of cool. Like, what is Terry's general... Like, is Terry the size of a frog? Is he like a mage person who's frog adjacent who's the size of a frog? Or is he like the size of a person? Is he like 5'7", or is he like, you know, a couple of inches tall? It very much depends on what I feel like drawing. Like, we've more or less established based on several artworks that I've done that like these little guys are kind of small but somewhat human scale. So I would guess that maybe Terry's the same, but what about the gnomes? Gnomes are usually like quite tittle. Gnomes are like maybe 12 inches tall at the most. Like they're little guys. So the gnome husbands I think are little guys, and they're the hamsters the same size as regular hamsters? Yes, the hamsters are the same size as regular hamsters, 100%. But Terry, I honestly don't know. Terry is kind of just doing his own thing. Terry is Terry size. That's all that matters. So, I don't know. I guess that's your that's your very useless lore exposition for the day. But yeah. I don't know why it won't let me show you my... Now it's like bothering me that I have unread messages, and I don't know if that's messing up the thing can't read the website. I don't think it should. It's the same URL, but it's just not displaying. I should probably just ignore this then, but it's gonna bother me if I don't. Oh, I think that is why. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, hold up. What if I try... Ah! Okay. What if I go back to that? I can't go back to that. Okay. Well, you can see it now. So, ta-da! And the important thing about this is that you look at this. That's all. That's it. That's all I wanted you to see. Is this. So you're welcome. And it's gonna disappear again now, I think. I'm going to discard my changes. But I think Instagram has changed the way that its URLs read, and now my streaming software can't see it. So I may need to actually start redirecting to a different site for my like show and tell landing page if it's gonna be a little poop like that. Then they're tiny hands. This briefcase. I know. Listen, here's the thing. Normally when I draw like hands, I draw them as like if you have a look at these hands, they're just little mittens. They're just little mittens, but I can't do that for a possum, cause part of what makes possums so stinking cute is their little handies. So I gotta make sure you can see the little handies and also their little hand feet. You gotta see them. You gotta see them because they're so tiny and they're so cute and I love them so much. So I had to do it. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna need that much in the way of color for our little possumy guy at all. Anyways, I think I might just because I've got sort of a standing blob of just like neutral on my palette these days. So I might just kind of blend a little bit of brown into it to get an appropriately a possumy hue and go from there, or try to anyways. And then obviously they've got their little pink noses and a little bit of pink on the ear, and then like the hands and the feet and maybe the tail. So not a ton of colors at play here, but that's okay. Do I want to use my big brush? Do I want to use my big brush to get a little sort of undercoat of like gray, just a little underpainting of gray for the bits where the fur is colorful, because obviously they do have a sort of lighter area around sort of like their face and neck as well. So maybe I'm just gonna make a little underpainting in gray. And this is wild because we're only half an hour into the stream, but I'm actually going to start painting. Oh, before I do, this is the other thing that happened to me. I've been having a day, and you can tell I've been having a day because this was the last piece of paper, of watercolor paper to come off of the block that it was from. Normally these blocks are fairly well behaved. I find the watercolor paper is decent. And it's one of those blocks where it's set up like there's sort of a glue around the side to hold it together. So when you're ready to use a sheet of paper, there's a little gap at the top and you slide in like a blunt palette knife or something to loosen it from the glue. But the glue on this one was especially sticky. And especially on this last piece was really just like cemented onto there. And you can see that because I was very gently trying to shimmy it off the block and it tore not once, but twice. Horrible. It even took off a bit of like, look at how much this, there's a bit of the like cardboard backing that's just attached here and it just would not let go, which is real crappy. Like if I'm just posting it digitally online, that's fine. But like I could never sell this as an original because the paper is damaged. I'm going to paint it anyways because, you know, I can just Photoshop that out. And I don't think, well, somebody might want the original of this. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to not sell the original because I can't. So great. So it goes, isn't it? All right. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. I have 3 beverages today. I have what's left of my coffee from earlier. This was a filter brew from Thailand. Very nice. I have a mint tea, and I also have an iced Bucks Fizz tea, which is delightful. My moderator / spouse is looking at me. One moment, please, chat. What's up, babe? I'm good, baby. Thank you. I'll probably want like a builder's tea or something in like a couple of hours. I love you. Anyways. But the other thing that was brought to my attention today was, and I find it kind of depressing because I feel like maybe, did I come to the wrong place? Am I in the wrong place for what I wanted to do, like, as a creative person? I don't know. And I say this because my Pickles, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the hydrate. I'll take another sip of my what's left of my cold coffee. Thank you, thank you. There's been chatter. There's been chatter here in the United Kingdom because there was this book that then got turned into a film that's Gillian Anderson and a man whose name I forget is in it. And it was, you know, like based on an inspiring and heartwarming true story, right? Except, yeah, the book is like parts of a true story, I guess. But it turns out that a lot of it just sounds like crimes and grift on the part of the authors, and also, honestly, like some dangerous rhetoric to do with health, because it was supposedly about this woman's husband who was like terminally ill with something that normally has like a life expectancy of like maybe 6 years, and it's been like 20 years and he has no symptoms, which is real freaking sus. But in addition, they tell this sob story about how they lost their house because of a bad investment or something. And it turns out that no, they lost their house because the woman who wrote this book that they've now made this inspirational movie about was just like embezzling from the company she worked for years, and then got found out and had to pay back a whole bunch of money as well as pay for like legal fees and stuff. So they had to, and so they like their house was repossessed. It's like, maybe you shouldn't have been doing the crimes. Maybe you shouldn't have been embezzling from a small business. Did you think, like, anyways, it's terrible. And it just oh my god, there's a terrible drawing time. Okay. Based on the true life story of Sammy Kelch, I do not want to tell my true life story. It's A, boring, and B, embarrassing. And if there's two things that I can't countenance, it's being bored and embarrassment. So, no. Anyways, starring in this year's blockbuster, Crimes Fueled by Tea, says Pickles. See, that could be a good movie. But a friend of mine who's a writer, a fellow writer friend, was talking about how so much of, like, the top British films, when you think of British films, you think of films that are, like, you know, they're quirky and heartwarming, but they're also usually, like, based on or inspired by a true story. It's like we just care less if it came out of a screenwriter's imagination. And I honestly think that that's a shame, partially because I want to be a screenwriter and I have an imagination. I don't want to write real stories. I want to write stuff about, like, you know, ghosts and like cryptids and lasers, you know, fun stuff. Anyways, we have a terrible drawing time from Dan. Hi, Dan. Welcome in. It's wonderful to see you. Hello, hello, and thank you for the terrible drawing. I'm so sorry. I don't endorse the making of this movie. Please don't make this movie. Even if you cast someone hot to play me, which, like, thank you, I'm flattered in advance. I don't think a movie based on me should exist. I don't think I warrant that much attention, and I don't think I want it. That's terrifying. Anyways, terrible drawing time is something that's happening now. If you don't know what terrible drawing time is, it's this horrible thing that I do here on stream where for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing on a terrible drawing canvas such as this bad boy. It'll probably be bad, but that's why we call it terrible drawing time. I accept no responsibility for any psychic damage which may arise as a result of your terrible drawing. But bear in mind, the terrible drawing and the psychic damage is usually inflicted upon me. So, like, you're probably going to be okay. I've been asked to remember what Eminem looks like. I know he's a white man. So, this could be interesting. I realized I had 85,000 channel points. Oh, thank you for the channel points, Dan. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 7-stream steak pickles. I hope you enjoy your 7 steaks. I hope they are delicious, and I hope that you have them with an accompaniment that you like. Perhaps, horseradish, or... What else would people put with mashed potatoes? Why not? Anyways, I'm having chips for dinner tonight. I'm very excited. I'm gonna get 5 minutes on the clock, and then I'm gonna attempt to draw a recognizable Gillian Anderson and Eminem. Except Eminem is the doctor. This is an interesting... Okay, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I don't think I can do it well, but I think I can do it to the extent that it can be done in 5 minutes or less. Okay, I'm gonna pop them right over here. So they're gonna be pretty small, but I shall try to make them look like themselves. I have no idea what shape Eminem's nose is off the top of my head. I feel like it could be kind of round. So I'm gonna make it kind of round. He's got bad news, so he's got like a bad news face on here. And his hair is quite short, so I'm giving him like this guy hair. I don't know who this who is that guy? Eminem's nose is nose shaped. This is Pickles, thank you. Is the nose big? I don't know. Anyways, and he's a doctor, so he's gonna be wearing a little lab coat. But he's also got his he's got some chains on because he's like a rap boy, and I think that was kind of the aesthetic for quite a while. I don't know if that's still the aesthetic, probably less so these days. And he's going to be holding like a clipboardy type thing, like so, which has like some medical charts on it, and he's like, "Sorry, Gillian Anderson." He's gonna be like sticking his hand on her shoulder, sort of consolingly, I suppose. Maybe he's just wearing like scrub trousers. I don't know. You can't really see the bottom half of him. And here's Gillian Anderson. And I feel like her nose is kind of pointy, and she's also sad. But she's a very pretty lady, but I don't know. Her hair is kind of generically just like long lady hair these days. So she's just gonna have sort of long lady hair, I guess. Maybe she's kind of put like half of it up, but half of it sort of down, like so. Delightful. And she's sad, even though it's all a whole bunch of lies, because the whole thing is a grift. And she's gonna be wearing, I don't know, she's just gonna be wearing this nice little like vest top because I don't know, she's pretty, and we can only see that much of her. And her hands are just, she's just kind of, she's not really posing. She's just standing there like, very pretty and soon to be widowed, so for McHugh. No, wait, she won't be widowed. I forgot that was a lie. Yes, that's a grift. I don't know how to present here that it's a grift. But 'tis a grift. I don't know. I'm going to point at her tear. And I'm going to label it make-believe. So we know that she's not really sad because she knows that this is all fake-o. So here they are. Gillian Anderson being consoled by Dr. Eminem, who has told her a fib about the fact that her husband is unwell, but he's not really. Like, he's gonna be fine, and they're gonna make tons of money off of making a movie deal out of their make-believe fake book that is made up. Yeah. Anyways, Dan, I hope you're happy. Dan says, thank you, Sammy. 11 out of 10 as always. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I do. So there you have it. That was terrible drawing time. I tried my best. It was very silly. Anyways. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So we have an underpainting for our little possum, which I'm happy about. I'm going to take a little sip of my mint tea because, as always, I cannot simply have one beverage on stream. It would not do to have a single beverage on stream, and not have several other beverages to back it up. It would be worse. Anyways, okay. So our little opossum, who is doing a little bit of magic, and I hope that you appreciate the message as well. Tomcat! Hello! Welcome in. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you. Welcome on in. I hope you are well, and hello. One moment. Okay. Hi. Hope you're having how was everyone's weekend, by the way? I hope you all had good weekends. As usual, I'm trying to cast my mind back a couple of days and remember what the heck it was that I did this weekend, which is always somewhat more of a challenge than it really ought to be. Like it shouldn't be hard, and yet here we are. It just kind of is. Anyways, I'm picking up some burnt umber to combine with the gray to make a brownish gray instead of like a bluish gray, because I feel like that's more possum adjacent as a color concept. With the wizard theme, this could also read "Be nice to your elf." I mean, unless you're like friends with an elf who is like a horrible person, or you know an elf who's a horrible person who doesn't deserve being nice to. They probably do deserve being nice to anyways, but like, you know what I mean. Okay, once again, just underpainting in some bits right now. And then I'll go over these with somewhat more, like fluffy detail when we get to it. And also your tiny little possum ear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyways, there we go. So far so good. That is way too much paint. That is I had way too much very watery paint on my brush. Maybe I should blot some of that down. Just so it doesn't take quite so long to dry. I don't want to get rid of all of it, because I think this paint does have somewhat of a tendency to lift. Oh yeah, it does. This paint definitely does have somewhat of a tendency to lift when you do that, and I would rather it didn't, because now, no! Now it's eating all of my underpainting. My underpainting is all gone. No. Get back on it. Get back on it. I just didn't want to have to wait for, like, the very wet bits to dry over, like, more, adjacent areas and stuff. Oh, that's fine. Alright, so we have some terrible underpainting. I do wanna, it is a slight off-white, I think, too. It's not like a perfect colorless white. There is a little bit of dimension to, like, the white fur on the possum's face as well. So, but the thing is, like, with these paints, you've got to be so careful because they're just so intensely pigmented. So intensely pigmented. Like, you pick up, like, you can see here, this was literally just me going, like, across the sheet of paint, like, and the colors were this bright. It's very difficult to get a nice sort of, like, light wash of these paints, I find, actually. Which it tends to be the way that I work, is to, like, build up layers of lighter colors rather than just going in with, like, super bright brown. And honestly, like, bright brown feels like bright brown feels like a contradiction, but like that's bright brown. I mean, it's close to orange, but it's like bright brown. That's bright brown. It's so vibrant for a brown. Um which is something. Anyways, okay. So, but I really don't need very much color at all here, so I'm gonna just pick a whole bunch up in my brush and then just get rid of most of it. I'm just rinsing it out. There's like the tiniest amount of hopefully the tiniest amount of like stain left in my brushy. And then I'm just gonna very carefully overlay that. This is the kind of thing that like, is this even gonna be picked up? Is anyone but me going to be able to tell that there's a difference in color between this and this? Possibly not. I don't know. At this point, I genuinely don't know if it will be. But it's very important to me that I do that. And honestly, I think I made it too dark. I think I made it too dark. And there's so little of it. There's so little of it here. It's virtually indistinguishable from the paper, and I still feel like I made it too brownish. Like, it looks like it's just brown on gray, and maybe that's because I haven't done all of the other colors yet, but oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Did I ruin it? Oh no. Oh, this is gonna bother me so much now. I might be able to. I'm just literally sort of scrubbing over it with a clean wet brush in the hope that I can just like lift some of this, because sometimes if you get it while it's nice and fresh and you just bother it a little, you can kind of move it. And no. I kind of hate that I did that. I kind of hate it. Oh no. Oh no. My only hope now is that it will be like very imperceptible to the human eye in its final form. That is my only hope at this point, is that you just won't be able to see it. And there's a good chance I think that you won't be able to see it, but still. Okay. I'm trying to add a little sort of like contour and detail here, sort of under his little cheekies, and around the eye. And is that working at all? No. Okay. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get at this point. I mean, again, a barely perceptible amount of color that will probably get blown out in the, it'll probably get blown out in the, words. Words are hard. Give me a second. What was the word I was gonna say? You don't know because I haven't said it. When I scan it and post it to the internet, you won't be able to see that anyways. In my experience, a lot of the sort of subtlety of how cool and good my watercolors look is just killed by seeing it on a stream or seeing it like in a scan or a photo anyways. I always think they look better in person, which is really annoying because it's really hard to convey what they actually look like then. But one does one's best. Okay, I need some pink, but such a tiny amount, because this look at how bright that pink is. It's like fluorescent pink. It's so bright. We just need a little bit of pale pink, and even if I water that down, it looks like Kool-Aid. This paint is I don't know how they make this paint this crazy. Like how they make the color as wildly vivid as it is, but it really is. And to that end, I do think that it's really good paint. I also just think that it's quite hard to work with depending on what you're trying to achieve. If I was just doing like abstract stuff where I just wanted there to be like bright colors everywhere, it would be great. But I rarely work quite like that. So instead I'm just applying tiny amounts. This extremely watered down paint and then just removing most of it. Al33127. Hello, welcome in. I hope you are well. I hope you are having the loveliest of lovely Mondays. It's so wonderful to see you. Welcome, welcome. I'm just gonna get a nice little pink nosy. Joe, thank you so much for the 25 stream steak. Thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoy your delicious, delicious steak in whatever configuration you prefer that to be. What if I don't know how to be nice to myself? There's probably instructions you can look up online. I feel like that's not something that I can counsel you on particularly well, because I am a watercolor artist on the internet and not like a Joe!
Oh hell yeah, Angels_Joe just subscribed. All the 25s.
Oh, Beans! Thank you so much for subbing for 25 months! Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for subbing with Prime. That is very, very, very sweet. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That did also scare the heck out of me. Al says, yes, I'm having a great God bless day. Just trying to spread positivity. Well, thank you very much for the positivity. We do appreciate it.
Oh hell yeah, Sledge Callier just subscribed. Ah nah, that's almost a year.
Oh, you're so close to the Arnar. Hello, hello, my dear. And thank you so much for the sub. Very much appreciated. Y'all, enjoy your emotes and stuff. I really need to make y'all some more emotes. And 52 months, babe. 52 months. What the heck? Amazing. Joe, thank you so much for the hydrate. I will take a sip of my Bucks Fizz tea, which is... It's named after an alcoholic beverage, but it's me, so obviously it is free of such things. Because I cannot spare the hydration. Oh, goodness. I don't even think it's an age thing, because this has been the case since, like, my 20s, I swear. But anytime I used to attempt to, like, drink, for the last quite some time, I would just get a headache like 4 sips in and be like, well, this isn't worth it because my head hurts and it's too expensive. Anyways, there is alcoholic tea though, right? 100% sure there is. There's definitely cocktails that have tea in them. But this is just a tea that has little gold sprinkles in it and tastes of orange. It's nice. Anyways. Sipping. But thank you for the hype train, you beautiful people. What the heck? All aboard. It's a train. I love trains.
A new limited edition blue raspberry fight milk makes you almost as cool as Hornet.
Tals, thank you for the fight milk. Thank you. Also, hello, Tals. Welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Hello. And thank you, indeed, for the delicious, delicious fight milk. Tee-hee. But yeah. What was I saying? I forget. I don't know. I was trying to decide what color the, oh shoot, I need to paint in the possum's tail as well. But I was trying to decide what color I wanted to make the wizard's hat be. I feel like it wants to be somewhere in sort of like a mystical, like blue/purple territory, but I'm not totally sure. I don't know. I'm very good at indecision lately when it comes to my artwork, apparently. Oh, but yeah, I had an exciting weekend. When I had an exciting weekend, I mean I had a very tiring weekend, but I had sushi. And that was really nice. I got to hang out with my moderator/spouse, which was also very nice. And I got a gluten-free baked good, and I was so careful with this gluten-free baked good the entire way back to my house with this gluten-free baked good. Um, and like steps away from getting it back to the room, I managed to somehow, my hand just stopped working properly and the pastry box fell out of my hand and it upended itself and it fell on the floor and, I swear it was an incredibly Instagrammable gluten-free almond and raspberry tart. It's way more delicious than it looks. But at least it was encased fully within the box and therefore was still edible. Just looked really, really bad. I was so embarrassed. So embarrassed. Did you like your almond raspberry mousse? It was delicious, Tomcat. It was so nice. It was so nice, and it was nice going someplace where all of the patisserie is like Kelch safe, because that just isn't the case anymore for me because of my limitations and as someone who really likes baked goods. It was very sad. But at least I got to try it and it tasted really good. And yeah, so that was nice, but so frustrating. Anyways, right. Let's see. I've got contenders for what color the hat might be. I'm considering maybe that or that or that. But any of these but darker. But I'm not sure which one. But darker. I just don't know. Maybe I should like roll. Maybe I should just roll a d6 for it. Okay, tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm indecisive and I do want to get this done. I want to at least get enough of this done that we can do the sparkly paints today. So, if I roll a 1 or 2, I'm gonna do like a deep teal. If I roll a 3 or 4, I'm gonna do this like a deep blue. And if I roll a 5 or 6, I'm gonna do a deep violet. So let's find out what we get. It's 2. Okay, deep teal hat. Nice. I think that'll be very magical, I hope. Hopefully that'll look cute. I think it will. So let me put that away. And this is why it's important for me to keep my D&D dice in the studio even when I'm not doing a D&D. Also, if I moved my D&D dice at this point, I'd forget where they were, and then I'd never see them again. Because I am not very intelligent. Anyways, what is the name of this color? This is Viridian, is it? This is Viridian. Delightful. Okay. Also, ads are running in a minute and a half, so I probably don't have time to actually fully paint this out. But what I can do is at least maybe blend together the couleur in the meantime. So I'm going to actually pick up a somewhat generous amount of this, what I would consider quite a teal green. I always thought I didn't think of Viridian as being quite as blue a green as this green is, but it is a bluer green. It's on the bluer side of green, I would say. But I hadn't really thought of it as being quite this blue of a green, because this is a very blue of a green. I've just added some neutral tint to it. Believe it or not, you can paint during ads, says Tomcat. No! And then just go, welcome back, post. I prepared a little something for you here. Oh god, here's one I started earlier. No. I can't do it. I can't do it. I tend to prefer not to keep the content running during ads, because I don't want people to feel like they're obligated to sub, or they're going to be, like, missing stream. Because I know that can be frustrating for viewers as well. So, I try not to let things run over into ads. And also ads are a good time for me to take a little breather as well, have a stretch, hydrate, you know, visit the loo because I've been hydrating a lot, that kind of thing. And y'all, it's a good opportunity for y'all to do it as well. So I'm going to take a super quick BRB, everyone. I'll be back in just a minute. Have yourself a drink, have yourself a stretch, all that jazz. You're not going to miss anything. Enjoy the BRB song in the meantime, and I shall be back very, very shortly. A BRB. Well, we're back. Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking around, and hello. As promised, you didn't miss anything, even though Tomcat suggested, just doing a little, oh, here's when I started earlier, and I actually just, like, did a whole bunch of stuff off stream. But no, I wouldn't do it. And indeed, wow, thanks, Tomcat. Tomcat goes on to say, you just have to remember to laugh about a really, really funny quip when ads have finished that you refuse to repeat. Ha! Says Tomcat. That was so amazing just now. No, I said I wouldn't do it, and I shan't. No. Anyways, that's silly. Okay. I'm painting the hat. I'm probably going to paint the hat in, like, 2 goes, because I think it could be, especially, like, the underside, I think is going to want to be a little darker than this. Though this color is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, it's actually showing up much more straight. It's another one of those colors that it seems to be showing up, at least on my monitor, much more of like a straight ahead blue than it is in real life. In real life, it is a rich teal. But on my monitor, it's like navy blue or something. That's so weird. Y'all are getting like navy blue, but in real life it is like teal. Is it showing up like that on the this card as well? Wow, yeah, it sort of is. This is a really like vibrant teal. Where is all the yellowness of it going? Where's all the green? What is happening? That's so strange. That is so stinking strange. I cannot explain it. I can't explain it. Sometimes it's weird. I can't always predict what colors the camera is just going to decide it doesn't know how to pick up and read properly. Because this is by no means the first time that this has happened to me on stream, where it's just decided that, like, I am just going to not be able to interpret all of the dimension of the color that you're using. But I never know precisely why it can't deal with certain colors. It doesn't seem super predictable. Because, like, if I look at all of these other colors, like that, this one is less orange than it looks on my camera. Ernesto, hello, welcome in, how are you doing? I'm just reviewing whether or not these colors read correctly on my monitor compared to how they are in real life. This looks orange, this looks more orange on camera. This is just about the same. It's like a sort of light reddish pink. This one's pretty bang on. This one's maybe a little bit brighter, but the tone is, like, the hue is correct. This one is fine. This one is fine. This one is, it looks a little darker on camera. This one is fine. This one is pretty bang on. This is pretty bang on. This is, like, way bluer than it is. There's a lot more green in it, IRL. But this is pretty much the same. This is a little bit brighter on camera. This is the same. This is a little bit less bright on camera, and this is the same. What the nuts is going on? Like, why is this? I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a common factor at play among the colors that the camera F's up, for lack of a better description. I can't explain it. Okay, I'm having to kind of attempt to doot around these little stars, moons, and planets with a brush that is way too big to be doing this. So that's fun. But hopefully it'll turn out okay. We shall see. Oh boy, no pressure. No pressure at all. It's fine. So if I get quiet at this point, it's because I'm concentrating. Um, but to be honest, as far as this piece is concerned, I kind of just wanted to create something that was relatively low pressure. Just because I wanted to test out these paints in practice on an actual painting as opposed to just like a swatch sheet. Because I think you get a better feel for how a paint performs by actually using it in the context of like a piece of art as opposed to just dabbing a little gradient onto some paper. Anyways, but what I will say about these paints is that, again, the colors, for very little effort, are absurdly saturated. I genuinely don't know how they do it. It's wild. The pigment is strong with these. I don't know what the pigments are made of. Or anything like that. I bought them in the Scrawler box sale. So they cost me about £5, which for a set of watercolors is pretty stinking good. So like I'm happy with that. Most definitely. Okie dokie. Okay. We have a colored in hat. And actually I think that looks pretty nice. Though what I'm probably gonna want to do is it too soon for me to kind of like just drop in a little bit of a shadow in there if I can. We'll see how that dries down, because sometimes I'm like layering and with certain paint colors. I've had the experience of like I'm layering and I'm layering and I'm layering in color, and it just doesn't seem to be actually like, it'll look like I've added a whole bunch of color, and then it dries down and it just just soaks in and disappears. It's always kind of a strange experience, but oh no, it's so cute. Oh no, it's so cute. Heck. Okay, I'm just gonna, oh, there's so much pigment in that brush that this is the other thing about this paint water, or this paint rather, is that it's so pigmented that like now that I've cleaned my brush off in this paint water, I need to go get fresh paint water, because if I try and paint with this paint water, it's just gonna be, if I use like my palette sheet here, like it's gonna make everything blue, because that's my paint water. Danger water, says Joe. Such a pretty color. It is gorgeous. But I don't want my possum to be blue. So I have to go swap out my paint water now. I was hoping I wouldn't have to swap out my paint water until it was time to start adding the metallics. But here we are. Back in a second. Sorry, everybody. I'll be quick. All right, hello. But yeah, no, this paint is so saturated that I genuinely find it weird to work with. Like, oh, what was I thinking about just now? Oh yeah, the weird thing about how like incredibly concentrated and saturated all of these paints are, is that that applies to every single color in the base range except black. That's as dark as black gets. And I discovered this because, like, they call it black, slate black. You can see that I've used more of the black than any other color in this set. And the reason for that is that the black is not, as Joe quite rightly observes, that is gray. It is not black. You do not get, they call it slate black. It's not, it's gray. You do not get black out of that. If you want black, you need a separate color. And the magenta looks brown in that book. Oh, that's the other bit of color wizardry, is that a lot of these colors, the, like, you know, pretty bang on crimson, deep pink, yeah, not too bad. You know, like vermilion, orange, yellow, ochre, yeah. These all more or less look like themselves, right? And then you've got light green, you've got sap green, you've got viridian, and then you've got peacock blue. And peacock blue looks red. But believe me when I tell you, when you put a brush in it and you get it wet, it's peacock blue. It's wizardry. I don't know how they do that. See also, this color. See, you see this greenish gold here? This greenish gold is violet. And it is very purple. That's burgundy even. That's not blue, says Tiles. And yet, this is violet. Persian blue's got a bit of a purpley shine going on. Violet. Why is it greenish gold? I don't know. And then magenta is just kind of like brown. But here's how violet swatches out. Let's put them together. Let's put them together. Okay, this is violet, right? This is how violet swatches out. How? Very violet, says Fuzzy Pickles. This is Persian blue, which again is kind of purpley, and then the weirdest one of all, peacock blue, which is like it's this nice light blue color on the end here. How? Wizardry, and that's why we're drawing a possum wizard. I mean, it's not why we're drawing a possum wizard, but we are drawing a possum wizard. It feels thematically appropriate. Anywho. But so it goes. But yeah, is that not just, we broke Joe's brain. I'm so, oh my dude. Oh my friend. Oh my buddy. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. If it makes you feel any, if it makes you feel any better, my pal, I don't understand it either. I don't know how these are made. I assume that they're made in the same way that most watercolors are, by combining, you know, like a pigment with a binder, but I don't know what the heck pigments they're using to get it to look like that, and then have it turn into the color you expect. It does actually make me feel better. Yay! I mean, if I did understand how it was made, I would tell you. Because you know I like sharing that kind of thing, because I find it fun. But I don't know. I don't know. So I cannot. But in the meantime, I'm going to once again pick up some of my my gray, which is now infused with viridian, so it is actually turning kind of navy blue, and I'm gonna add a bunch of brown to that so that it's not navy blue anymore. I'm just gonna, if I just throw a load of umber onto that, can I turn it back into like a brownish gray? Please tell me I can. Can I do that? Can I do it? Yes I can. Okay, wizard. Good. Our wizard is safe. Hooray. All other watercolors I've seen match expectations, says Joe. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know where I'm at with most other watercolors. That's the difference. That's the thing. This, dunno. Anyways, I just want to add everywhere I can. Just some little doots of scrungly. Little scramble boy fur texture onto our fluffy little scramble guy. And I'm hoping it'll be nice and cute. Ah, there was way too much on my brush. Oh no. Oh no, there was too much on my brush there. Oh, beans. I want to kind of blend these bits in, but there's way too much on my brush there, so now it's too dark, so I'm gonna have to blot and then try and put the texture back. Okay. So far so okay. I think. I'm gonna try and oh, I should probably also paint in the I might pick up a little extra brown just to paint in this little magical wand that is made out of an old stick. As you do. There we go. He's got a little magic wand. It's made out of a little stick. Which feels like an appropriate material for a magical wand, if ever there was one. Okay. I'm gonna water down this little patch of texture paint here, because it does want to be relatively subtle, I think. Doesn't want to be too super loud. But we do want some texture. That's still too dark. This paint is just too ding dang saturated. It's like it's wild. But I figure also this is a possum. And possums generally, to me anyways, have a vibe of a bit of a scrungle to them. So if this guy's a little scrungly, I feel like that's fine, right? I'm sure I had things I wanted to say on stream today, and they've all just completely fled my mind. What was I gonna say? Oh, beans. I don't know. I did mention that, oh yeah, that movie that was supposedly based on a true story, and it's like just completely made up, and it turns out that they actually did a bunch of crime. And I think that feels like a betrayal to anyone who, sort of read that and found it inspiring or whatever. But also like that one was also kind of dangerous, because they were like selling this idea that like, oh, this man's terminal illness was effectively cured by just going on a nice little walk around the English countryside for a while. Like, no, that sounds super fake, but okay. But I'm also personally not, like any kind of actual clinical scientist. So I can't, I can't give expert comment on that kind of thing. But I think the thing that my writer friend highlighted, which does make me feel a little bit sad, is just that like the British film industry seems to really the predominant and most popular and like best selling and best everythinging genre is that sort of quirky, heartwarming, based on a true story type of narrative. It's like there's just, as soon as it's just like this came out of a writer's imagination, there's just less interest. Which sucks if you're a writer who likes making up stories. And I like making up stories. I'd really love to write a film one day. I think that would be great. I think that'd be super neat. I think I've got stories in my imagination tank that would work really well for that format. Also because like my writerly imagination and my visual imagination are very connected to each other. So when I'm writing like stories, I tend to be able to see scenes in very filmic ways. I tend to be thinking about like if this was a film, if this was like a piece of filmed media, like how would the like what is the composition of this shot kind of thing, you know? What's the cinematography doing here? What kind of music is playing under it? Like all of this stuff is running through my mind when I'm writing things, even if it's just like a piece of short fiction or something like that. So that's the thing that I would love to do, and it just feels like the barriers for doing that are not just that, you know, there's a lot of, if you are not of a class that doesn't need to actually like have money to do things, if you need like income to pay the bills is what I'm trying to say. That's a big barrier to entry as a writer in like film and TV in the UK. And also excuse me, if like nepotism and that kind of thing, and I don't know anyone. I'm not related to anyone who's already famous in my field, and I have basically no professional connections, because the tenuous ones that I did have many, many years ago, I severed because they were bad. So, you know, well, that's bleak and depressing. Let's move on and do some more possum stuff. Possums have little opossum whiskers as well, don't they? Let me find a good picture of an opossum with some little whiskers. Oh yeah, they got loads of little whiskers. Like look at this little scrungle mama's face. Isn't she beautiful? So many little whiskers, but they're very light colored whiskers, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. Maybe I will just use some of this gray, but just lighten it up quite a lot. Because if I try and do them in like colorless white, you're just gonna not see them. That's the thing. Or should I maybe do the whiskers like at the end? So like I've already done sort of the line weight and stuff on the teeth. I'm wondering if maybe I should do that. I'm thinking I should maybe do that. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I like the way that the fur looks. I think the fur is coming along quite nicely. I might actually do a little bit of some fluffy fur detail here and there on the sort of lighter colored areas. Though it's not going to be as... This is virtually invisible. But I'll know it's there, and that's the important thing. Like, if I actually take a little bit of this shade and just get a little bit of a dark circle under this this poor little creature's eye, just because I think it would be fun. Anyway, sorry to ramble about stuff. Trying to think of what else I did of note this weekend. I had some really nice sushi for lunch. It's so funny. So my moderator / spouse and I on Saturday went to a sushi restaurant where specifically like this sushi place is known for its fish. It's owned by someone who also like sells fish at a fish market, so you know that you're getting like top quality, extremely fresh fish, right? Like they're known for the fish. So what do I order from the sushi restaurant? I get a thing of inari sushi, tofu. I get a thing of kappamaki, cucumber, and I get a tamago nigiri, egg. That's it. I did not order any fish. And you know, they were all really good. Because inevitably my favorite sushi from any sushi restaurant are the cheapest things. The tofu pockets, the cucumber maki rolls, and the egg omelet. Preferably the egg omelet that's sitting on a little block of rice. Listen, I just think they're neat, okay? But you know, that's a nice, delicious, cheap lunch. It was like £8 and it filled me up and it was really good. And I ate all of my husband's pickled ginger because he doesn't like it and I do. Oh, oof, boof. Okay, my next question slash thought. Is, I want to put an underpainting color on the little, like, moons and stars and planets and stuff on this little guy's hat. And I think, just going by the fact that they are, like, I want to do them in gold. I want to do them in this gold, but you can see that, I don't know how well you can see here. The gold is very transparent. Like, you can see just, like, kind of gaps between the little gold sprinkles. And so I feel like putting a color under it will just make it pop better. But trying to decide which color to put under it. If I want a really yellow gold, I could just go for this, like, very vibrant yellow. Or I could do a more sort of, like, if I were to use this slightly less, like, more rich, that could be a nice sort of old gold. Actually, I'm kind of vibing with the old gold vibe. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. Not the super bright yellow, but the ochre yellow is what I'm going to use for the underpainting for the gold bits on there. And for the sparkly magic lettering over here, I don't have to do any underpainting, so that's cool. Getting the things you like is always a good call, says Tals. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. I always feel weird, like, when you go to a restaurant or, you know, like a food place of some kind, and it's just assumed that you're going to be ordering this one thing on the menu that's the thing that they're famous for instance. And, like, everyone's favorite is this thing, and they're like, oh, you got to get the blah. But to be honest, you're kind of interested in having this, like, let's say, I don't know, let's say, like, the sandwich. Let's say, like, the sandwich is, like, the thing on the menu that they're, like, famous for. Everyone goes and orders the sandwich. But they do have other things on the menu. And so you're like, well, I'm not really in the mood for a sandwich. I was thinking I might get, like, a sausage roll. And so you're just like, well, I'm just going to order a sausage roll. And then you order the sausage roll, and then you learn why the only thing that anyone ever orders is the sandwich, because everything else on the menu besides the sandwich is mid. Like, they're famous for their sandwich, but their sausage roll is kind of bad, you know? I always find that disappointing. But then sometimes you get real lucky. Like when I've gone places and I've had to, you know, sometimes it's out of, that's rough, buddy, says Tomcat. Sometimes I've had to order the not famous popular thing that the restaurant is known for out of necessity because it's something that I can't eat. And in that case, it's like, well, what can I order at this pub? A side of chips or the vegetable curry. And the vegetable curry is either going to be like the one condescending, like, veggie option that they put on the menu because they have to. But you can tell that, like, they're not invested in making a veggie curry, and you get it, and it's just okay, but it's, like, the only thing that you can order, so, like, you deal with it. But then sometimes you order the veggie curry, and you're like, damn, they put in the effort. Hell yeah! And it's actually really, really good. So, anyways. I don't know. I don't remember where that came from. But, so it goes. Alright. It's time to do a little bit of shading. Ooh. I would rather the hat color didn't bleed onto the possum's head. Oh, no. Okay, I need a new piece of tissue. Because the hat color is trying to bleed onto the possum's forehead, and I would rather it didn't do that. No. Heck. Okay, that's worrying. That is a little bit... We might have pooped its pants a little bit. My internet had a moment. I've had to switch internet inputs, and I don't know whether... Oh, no! I don't know if it knows our... does it know that I'm live? Oh, no. We're back? Apparently we're back. Okay, yay. My chat looks cursed. But hopefully we're here. Anyways, hi. I think, maybe. Hello? Well, we're back, but we have 0 viewers. So I guess I'll just persist and hope that maybe people come back. Tal's is back! Hello, hello! Can you see me? I hope you can see. No! No! No, it's trying to run ads! Oh, shut up! That's gonna not. Oh, that's so annoying. I guess it thought that the stream ended it, so it wants to run ads again, which I would really rather it didn't do that. We're too early for the. I guess we could just have the ad break early. But that's really annoying. I see technical difficulties, I'm afraid. But at least you can see the technical difficulties screen. Hold on. Hi. We're back. But unfortunately, because stream stopped because my internet decided to poop its pants, it's gonna run ads about 20 minutes earlier than usual. Unless I meant to see technical difficulties, in which case, yay! You should hopefully by now be seeing a possum. You should hopefully by now be seeing a possum. Fingers crossed you're seeing a possum. Anyways, if you're not seeing a possum, then stream might still be dead. I don't know. Oh no. This might be a short Possum Wizard returns. Alright, yay! Okay, awesome sauce. At least that's that's something. Oh, I can snooze. Oh, duh. Blah. I'm like, oh no, ads are about to run. I can snooze ads. I can snooze the ads. And then we won't have ads for another 15 minutes, which would be ideal.
Attention.
So
Twitch user
especially
Sammy
since Jam
Cal.
is rating.
Shoppers.
Hello, Jam. Welcome in, everybody. Let me just snooze the ads, so you definitely don't have to see those. Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. You didn't arrive just in time for, I just got out of a technical difficulty window. Hello, hello, and welcome on in. I think possibly picture quality has become slightly worse, because I have to switch to a different internet. Hopefully it's okay. Hello, Jam. How was your stream? How are the leaves? Did you enjoy painting some leaves? I saw that there were some leaves being painted by Jam earlier, and they were really nice. Let me get a shout out for you in the chat as well. And then I will say hello to everyone who's coming on the raid. And, y'all, if you're not familiar with the lovely James B. Barrow, you should definitely go and give him a follow. Jamp has been doing some really lovely little videos as well, finding inspiration in nature and then painting little things, and it's very, very nice, and I enjoyed very much. So yeah, do go say hi to Jam. Also, wonderful streams. Beautiful human being, wonderful person, and super fun to hang out with. Anyways, hello to Nita. Hello, Pickles. Hello, Charlie and Spudgers and Jam, of course, and Kirsty and Samuel. Hello. We're painting a possum who wants you to be nice to yourself, and that's important to me. Anyways, hi. For anyone who's new here, if anyone who's new here, I don't know, I guess anything's possible. Hi, my name's Twitch user Sammy Kells. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams, cozy on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays and every once in a while on a Thursday if I'm feeling extra crispy. And today I had some watercolors I wanted to test out, so I'm painting this little magical possum who is casting Be Nice to Yourself. That's a spell now. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, Jam was painting some leaves today, and we love to see it. Hello, friends. If you're curious as to what my artwork looks like when it's not like half finished and kind of bad, I can demonstrate that for you. Hopefully, I hope I can. As I said, my internet did kind of fall on its butt, like moments before the raid started, so apologies for being a little bit discombobulated. But thankfully we're here. It's lovely to see y'all. I hope you're all having wonderful Mondays. I hope you all had good weekends as well. Oh no, not the technical shenanigans. Yeah, that was fun. One of my Wi-Fi's just decided to die, so I had to reconnect, and then it decided that stream had restarted. So, even though I don't think it was that long, but oh well, whatever. Anyways. This is some of what... No, is it stopped working again? Ah, shoot. Hold up. This is being very tricksy for me today. But this is a thing that I painted recently. I hope you like it. It was for the Pride Month, and it is a couple of Mothmen just on a nice date. They're walking around London, I guess, during the Pride Parade, but, you know, like a quieter bit of the Pride Parade because it was very busy. It's a very busy day. But that's them's, and they love each other very much, and I love them, so... Yeah, anyways, a Cinnabar Mothman and a Rosy Maple Mothman, and they are dating. Anyways, this is Jam's art, if you're not familiar. It's heckin' gorgeous. Because everything Jam does is beautiful, and you should like it, because it's very good. And once again, if you're not familiar with the works of Jam, you should definitely go give him a follow and stuff, because Jam's awesome. And does really beautiful work, and is really fun to hang out with, So there. And also my show and tell screen isn't working properly, but yes, do go give Jam a follow if you haven't already. I'll get another shout out for him in the chat. And thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate it, even though the stream is, frankly, a little bit broken at the moment. But yeah, we did some Pride Moths, which was very, very fun. And now my chat has disappeared. Oh no, where did it go? Where did it go? Anyways. Pride Months. Pride Moths. The N is silent. Yes, exactly, Kirsty. Exactly. You get it. Yes, I'm currently in the process of snoozing the ad breaks because I don't want them to bother us. Because we've got preemptive ad breaks because my stream restarted, and I don't want you guys to have to see ads because ads suck. But anyways, the paints. So my new paints that we're testing out today are actually, they're not any of the paints that you can see here yet because they are the metallic set from Viviva Watercolors, which I was very excited to get to use because I love shiny things, and they're so stinking shiny, which is very, very fun. They're actually just multiple grades of shiny, I would say, but a nice variety of shines. I think one of my favorites is probably this one, because it's like a teal green with gold sprinkles, gold sparkles on it, and then you've got this beautiful like sapphire blue, and then a whole bunch of silver and gold. So that's fun. All of these little stars and moons and stuff on this wizard's hat are gonna be gold, like shiny gold. So I'm pumped for that. But unfortunately, I have to do everything else first and then do the shiny stuff last, because if I do anything before I do the shiny stuff, then the paint water is going to be shiny, and the bits that don't want to be shiny will be shiny. So I'm going to paint in the possum's eye, which will hopefully make it look a little bit more, I don't know, alive, I guess. Oh boy. I didn't realize how much intense concentration it was going to take to draw in a little beady little possum eye. So if you'll forgive me for just a second. There we go. Also, because this is basically just a test of my paints, I am totally okay with this painting being kind of scrungly and bad. Like, that was very much my expectation going into it, that this is not the greatest thing I've ever painted in my life. But so it goes. But once again, ambitiously, I was like, oh, I might have extra time after finishing this painting, and I'll need to find something else to work on. And I did have this almost finished Star Trek fan art. And I don't want to turn my stream into a Star Trek fan art stream, because I know a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about with that kind of gubbins. But I just need to point out just how like 90s civilian wear these trousers are, because that is very much a thing. Anyways, Jam is doing a lurk. Have a lovely lurk, and thank you again for the raid. Thank you. Jam says, gotta hop into a lurk. I hope the Possum Wizard goes fantastic. Thank you so very much indeed. I'm having a fun time doing it, and I hope that you had a good stream, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening as well. So thank you very much indeed for the lurk, and let's carry on getting some like lines and stuff onto this little creature. I think I think in order to do that, I'm just going to I've taken a bit of sort of like a neutral tint color, and I'm once again just going to add some burnt umber to it so it's more of like a brownish gray, and then we're just going to use that, I think, all over for the like outliney bits of the possum's body. Kirsty says, Sammy, I'm not kidding, I bought trousers that look like that yesterday. That is, oh my god, I'm so jealous. Kirsty, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I love that for you. I hope that they're comfy and that you feel amazing in them, because like those must look so good. I wish I could wear those. I truly do. That is hecking amazing, and I love that so much. That's so exciting. Hell yeah. I love them so much. Oh my goodness. I have to say it was really fun, like, improvising that. Actually, I'm gonna kind of just maybe stick like a twiggy offshoot so it feels like this magic wand is actually just a twig. I feel like that's more of a vibe. I might even hold up. I'm tempted to just stick a leaf on it. Actually, no, that's too much. I'll try and get a pic if I remember. Oh, please do. I want to see those sound. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. I love that. That's so exciting. I actually have not the same, like, not like that pattern, but of a similar sort of style, I guess. I bought some fabric a little while ago with the intention of making myself a top. And I'm very pumped to make and wear that top. So if I make it sometime within the next 5 years, I will also post photos. Hell yeah. Anyways, it's threatening to run ads again, so I'm gonna snooze that again, because I don't want ads right now. No. It's not fair. Listen, y'all should not have to see additional ads just because my internet went down for like a couple of minutes. That is extremely unfair. So, absolutely not. Shoot! I missed the snooze! Shoot! I didn't press the snooze! I didn't press the snooze! There's gonna be ads! I'm so sorry! Oh no! I'm so sorry! There's gonna be a brief ad break. We're about bang on time for when there would have been ads anyways, but I do apologize for the ads. You won't miss anything. I'm just gonna have to go BRB. I'm so sorry. I meant to snooze it, and I missed it. I was too slow. I just really wanted to get that full, like, 5-minute break, but in the end we get nothing. And now the ad break isn't running anyway, so who knows. But I'm gonna stick up the BRB screen, and I'll be back very shortly. Tals, thank you so much for the oh no. I wholeheartedly agree. I'm so sorry. I'll be back very shortly. BRB, everyone. We're back, hopefully. It says we're back, so hopefully that's true. Yay. Anyways. So sorry about that. I did try, but I failed. And so it goes. Anywho. Okay, so I want to have a nice bit of slightly darker outline around the edges of our little guy. But also I want it to look like, you know, he's a fluffy, scrungly little scramble boy. So I'm I'm doing it like fur texture instead of just like straight lines. Instead of a continuous line, we've got just highlighting some scrungly, scrambly little texture, and hopefully that doesn't look super bad. I don't know. I might water this down slightly for this segment of it. Or is that too watered down? I don't know. Maybe I won't water it down for this section, because actually I think it was a little bit too not dark enough. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, actually, in its regular form. It is true, says Styles. Yay! Hello. Anyways. Doo-doo-doo. I still can't believe I was so careful getting that beautiful gluten-free raspberry and almond tart home from the patisserie, and literally, like, practically on the doorstep managed to drop it. It was absolutely tragic. For anyone who missed it, I visited this patisserie on the weekend that specializes in gluten-free stuff. And their pastries are gorgeous. Like, aesthetically they're beautiful, but it turns out they're also delicious. But this is what happened to the raspberry and almond tart. And it was so sad. It was still delicious though. It was still absolutely delicious, but oh no. Chris no, Sammy, you did not. I did. I super did. My heart, says Kirsty. But the good news is it was safely encased inside a box. So it was still edible. So I just kind of carefully took a spoon and like scraped it back on top of the tart case. And it was fine. It was delicious. But it was no longer beautiful. Anyways, the weekend specializes in gluten-free stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. It was a patisserie called Cream Dream. If you're ever looking for pastries that are safe for you can't eat wheat, do recommend. They were really nice. The people there also really, really nice. And they also serve like meals and stuff too, which I have not had. But having had their pastries, delightful. And one of these days I fully intend to go back and have some of their like Ukrainian oh yeah, they'll also the food that they serve, Ukrainian food. So super, super comforting. If you like delightful Eastern European flavors, which I tend to. So, yes. And I don't think I've seen anywhere else that does, like, gluten-free, like, you know, filled dumplings. So, hell yeah. I've just decanted my cider into my sippy cup. I feel like I've hit a new high and a new low at the same time, says Kirsty. That is amazing. And honestly, I admire the ingenuity. That's very practical. That's very practically minded of you. I think that is the right answer. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Speaking of I love, get a load of these little teeths. Are these accurate possum teeth? I don't know. I might end up with an opossum in my comments being like, actually, which, if that happens, it's fair. It has a straw, so I don't have to lift it off my desk. It's efficient. See, that's so smart. That's so smart. Kirsty, you are operating on like a galaxy-brained level here, and I love it. I love it so much. That is amazing. And you should feel very proud for having thinky thoughted of it. Okay, so I need, for the pink areas of my painting, I'm picking up some deep pink. And again, it's just the sheer, the weird thing and the interesting thing about these paints is just how, like, absurdly pigmented they are. I swear it's like dipping your brush into, like, the ink out of a really brightly colored marker. That's how it feels to me. Those little teeths are so cute, says Kirsty. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I do appreciate that. Very much I do. Okay, let's get a little possum nose in here. Bloop. Okay, little possum nose is gotten, and then also our little tiny little possum hands, which are ever so scrungly, and tiny little possum feet. I love the possum's tiny little hand feet. They're so cute. They're cuter than this, because I'm making them look super bad. Archon, hello. Welcome in. Fake sippy cups acceptable for adults, says Archon. Yes, wholeheartedly agree. Kirsty says, if my website has spelling mistake, everyone here will know why. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Random chatter says Archon, it's spelled whatever. Kirsty, thanks. I wrote that while drinking from my sippy cap. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I love it. Amazing. Okay, tail time. Tail time. Also, please, no one pay any attention to the fact that the paper tore taking it off of the block. When I tell you, like, for some reason the adhesive on this specific watercolor block right at the end was so strong that it tore, like, the backing of the sheet. Like, you can see, like, it tore that off. And you know I'm very careful about, like, removing the watercolor paper from a block like this where it's glued all down the sides. You take a blunt palette knife and carefully slide it. And I did exactly that, but there was, like, such a thick amount of glue that I think kind of got a little further between the sheet and the backing than it should have. So it wouldn't cleanly, like, slide through it, which is very annoying. Very, very annoying. Super not cool. But here we are. And so it goes. And so I will not be selling this as an original because the paper is torn. And I feel like that would not be something that someone would want to give me vast amounts of money for. And I would not want to ask people to give me vast amounts of money for it. But so it goes. Anyways. I just wanted to make a little silly little creature. And test out some paints. So it goes. Sidey in sippy cup, says Archon. I agree. Why did my order end up on another continent, says Kirsty? No reason. It definitely has nothing to do with the innovation of the Sidey sippy cup, for sure, for sure. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Kirsty's living in 3045. Oh my goodness. Anyways, sippy cup in 3045 reminds me of Idiocracy and drinking Brondo for some reason. That is references I do not understand, but I'll take your word for it. It is amazing how much media exists in the world that I have not in any way, shape, or form consumed at all. There are so many. There are certainly more things I haven't seen than things that I have. Try as I might. Anyways, it's got what plants crave. Nice. Okie dokie. I'm gonna attempt, if I may, to line weight this funky little hat. Will it work? Who knows? Because this seems to be one of those paint colors that looks like it's, you know, sometimes you get a paint color where it looks like it's going on really, really dark, and then it dries down and it just completely vanishes into itself. Like, you're like, yeah, that's a nice, well-defined, nice dark line. And then it dries and you're like, okay, where did you go? I'm sorry, what? How did you just vanish like that? I had that happen once with, I can't remember what color it was, but it was like a blue. It was like a blue, and I was trying to get a nice dark blue out of it, and I was just, I put a layer down, and I was like, okay, that's a nice deep blue, good job. Perfect. And then it would dry, and it would just dry back to the same color it was before, and I was like, where did it go? Where is it all going? This makes no sense. It's so weird. Okay. Alright. Wizard. Hopefully. Literally a wizard. I did debate whether or not this possum should be a wizard or a sorcerer, and I ended up on wizard. I don't know. This is a very learned possum. Though maybe he should be a sorcerer. Maybe he should be a sorcerer. He does like scrambly wild magic, maybe. Maybe this is a sorcerer instead of a wizard. As a D&D person, I know the difference between a sorcerer and a wizard. A wizard is a nerd, and a sorcerer just kind of has magic. Like, they didn't have to work for it. Whereas a wizard is, you know, like the academic. They got their magic from a book. Whereas a sorcerer is just like, well, apparently I can magic missile for some reason. Okay. Can you guess which one I played in Dungeons & Dragons? If you said Wild Magic Sorcerer, congratulations, you win. Okay, it's that point in the stream that you've all been waiting for. Shiny paint. Shiny paint. It's time for shiny paint. It's time for shiny paint. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get to put sparkly gold stuff onto this here canvas. I hope I can do it good. Okay. I have dropped, honestly, a much too large of a bead of water onto this gold paint, but never mind. I'm just gonna go straight from the thing. Shiny paint, says Kirsty. Shiny paint. Look at it. Look at him shine. Oh. Tal says a a pizzard? Yes, a pizzard. A pizzard. Thank you. That's you know what a pizzard sounds like to me? A pizzard sounds like a pizza wizard, and honestly, I would be in. Damn it! Now I want to draw a pizza wizard. I want to draw what a pizza wizard would be. I think that would be amazing. Okay. What is pizza wizard? I love that. It's just as a concept. I think that sounds like so much fun. Like, oh no, they've got a pointy hat that looks like a slice of pizza! They've got a pointy hat that looks like a slice of pizza! Oh my god, terrible drawing time for a pizza wizard. Okay, well let me just pop this gold paint down someplace nice and safe where it's not going to get all ruined. Let me do a terrible drawing time redeem, I guess. Before we finish the shiny bits of the hat. Ooh. Already, look at them shine. I've only done 2 of the bits, but look at them shine. Oh my goodness. I will say, I do think I was right in... Okay, so this was the swatch for the gold, which is shiny, but I think just in terms of like a swatch is really underwhelming. So what I did here was I underpainted the gold in a solid color, and it's so much more, it pops so much more. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Can be after the shiny paint if needed, says Tels. No! I want to do it now. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, we have to draw the pizza wizard. Oh no. All right, this is going to be something. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay, where's my timer? Here's my timer. For anyone who's not top tier redeemed Talsis Pickles, yes, I love it. Thank you so much for this. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to find out what I do with that. Talsis using the brain cells as Kirsty, And Pickles wants me to hydrate, so I'm going to hydrate first. But basically what the deal is, if you haven't been here before and you don't know what I'm about to do, for 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of you're choosing on one of these terrible drawing canvases. I make no guarantee as to the quality of the piece, as you can see. And I also accept no responsibility for any psychic damage that may arise as a result of your terrible drawing. Though with that being said, the psychic damage almost always ends up being inflicted upon me. So, there you go. Delightful drawing canvases, says Samantha. Oh, that's very kind. Well, hopefully I can do the pizza wizard justice. We shall see how we get on. I am popping 5 minutes on the clock, starting now. And we're going to attempt to draw Pizza Wizard. Sammy always under-promises and over-delivers on these. I honestly don't think that's true, but thank you. Okay, I'm gonna pop Pizza Wizard up here, I think. And I shall do my very best. Okay, so, first of all, I need a little wizard nose. And, I think, how am I gonna do this? So, wizard's got like a, you know, like a funky little wizard hat, but bearing in mind, it's pizza. It's just like straight ahead slice of pizza for a hat. But also, I was thinking, what if I give this Pizza Wizard like a big old sort of Gandalf long hair beard situation, but if I just kind of make it seem kind of goopy, like this isn't just like a beard. This is like a melted low moisture mozzarella beard that we've got going on here. I'm just gonna rearrange the shape of it a little bit, but you get the idea. It is like a melty cheese beard. I feel like that's important. And then he's got his like wizard's robes, his long wizard sleeves. But also importantly, he's got like the fantasy utility belt situation, as you do. But on his fantasy utility belt, he's got things like, he's got just like a wedge of partially shaved parm here, and he's got one of those little shakers that's full of like Italian herbs, or like like the little chili flakes that you put on a pizza. And he's real happy. He's just a happy little guy, because of course he's a happy little guy. He's a pizza wizard. How could you not be a happy little guy and be a pizza wizard? Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. And you know what he also needs on his little utility belt is he's got to be carrying, hold up, I'm just gonna get rid of, like, I'm not gonna have it be sort of like a one of those ones that's got like belt ties, but rather he's got just sort of hooked onto here like a pizza cutting wheel to slice of the pizzas. This wizard is the best. This wizard is like the best guy, and obviously his wizard's robes have like a big cow hood on them, even though like he don't need that. Also, frankly, his wizard's robes kind of look like just a dressing gown, which I feel like is super on brand for a pizza wizard. Like this is a guy who just orders delivery in his pajamas. He's not leaving his house. Oh no. I kind of love him. Oh no. I don't know if you can tell that this is a little shaker jar of those, like, you know, sort of chili flakes that you get at pizza places, but hopefully you kind of can. And we've got our parm there for shaving some extra cheese on top. And okay, I'm gonna do one more. Okay, I've got just a little bit of extra time. Probably not enough extra time to actually do what I'm thinking of doing here, but I'm going to have him holding like a gnarled wizard staff. But at the top of the wizard staff, I'm just going to pop like a couple little leaves of basil so that you can pop some nice fresh herbs on your pizza as well. His wizard staff is a basil plant now. Maybe there's like a couple little extra leaves coming off here and there. Another one here that's just like doot doot doot. Okay, like so. Doot doot. Leaves. Delightful. You can't really tell that those are basil leaves, but just trust me, they're basil leaves. Or maybe very large oregano if you prefer. It's all good. Anyways, we've got like 10 seconds left, so I think I'm gonna have to rein myself in there, but we have, if I can get it to I do notice that the pizza wizard is right next to God, which feels I'm not a religious person, but somehow this feels appropriate to me. So this is Pizza Wizard, and I hope you're happy. Thank you for that. What an absolute friend. And oh no, I kind of like him. Oh no. Anyways, thank you for that request. It was really fun to do. And I do hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to continue painting little celestial objects on this hat gold now, I think. But I genuinely had a lovely time painting that Pizza Wizard. I think that was a very fun concept. Thank you. Okay. All right. And I think it's working for me, just painting directly, just picking up some of this paint directly off of the sheet. Don't normally work like this with paints, but I think with this one, it's actually the most effective way. You want the paint to be quite thick, otherwise the shine is not going to be consistent, I think. So I'm trying to make sure that I've got enough of it on my brush. Which is also kind of challenging because this isn't a very big brush. Anyways, but yeah, that was fun. If I didn't on some level enjoy getting to do terrible drawing times, I would not have that as a channel point redeem. I'm very grateful. We did one earlier that was Eminem playing a doctor telling Gillian Anderson that her husband was terminally ill, but don't worry. They're lying. That was fun. Okay, so we have some stars and moons and planets in shiny silver now. Oh. Again, I always feel like it doesn't pick up as cool on camera as it does in real life, and yet it still looks pretty stinking cool on camera. There are some poorly formed and misshapen, but very sparkly stars, moons, and planets. Now I have to decide what colors I want to make the, words I've drawn out here. It says be nice to yourself, and I have given zero thought as to what colors I want them to be. I will probably, I want to use, a bunch of colors, because I think that would be the most fun, would be to use a bunch of colors. So maybe I'll kind of, I could try and make a rainbow out of it. The only problem with trying to make a rainbow out of these is that I have 3 colors that can kind of be green or bluish and no purple, which is a little bit disappointing because I love purple. And also I don't really have a yellow, come to think. There's no purple and there's no yellow in this set. It's a weird little set of colors. It really is. It seems to, this, also these, printed off bits don't really match. Because, this is supposed to be, these are supposed to be the same. I think the pink is pretty bang on, but the red is a much lighter color, and the yellow is orange. So, okay. People keep telling me purple doesn't really exist on a rainbow anyways. Well, boo earns! Purple is a very important part of the rainbow. Gilbert Baker said so. And that's canon to me. Then these colors, I think, these colors also don't really match up, because this is periwinkle, and it's actually teal. These paints are nice, but yeah, this is why you've always got to swatch out your own colors, y'all, because sometimes they will be tricksy. Sometimes they will play tricks on you, and you'll think, oh, okay, so I'm getting yellow, and then you actually look at it, it's not. It's just something else entirely. Oh, geez, what colors am I gonna do? I think we've got a lovely teal color in the hat here that's a really nice sort of bright, vibrant color. So I feel like these colors should be nice and bright and vibrant as well. I'm kind of wondering, maybe I might, because we've got a greenish, okay, this is, oh no, one moment. One moment. Wow! I dropped my palette on the floor and somehow none of the paint ended up on the carpet. It's all pretty much... It's kind of spun out of place, but none of it actually ended up on the carpet, which is, frankly, nothing short of a miracle. This is the best day of my life. My carpet is clean, everyone. Well, as clean as my carpet's ever been. Wow! Yay! Oh, that's nice. Hello, Joe. This is so adorable. You're so clever with these. Oh, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I think, there's a part of me that really wants to use pink pearl, but there's also a part of me that wants to use like a nice sapphire blue, but the blue is so much darker than the pink. If I were to use the two like together, one of them is so much darker than the other. Maybe if I were to like combine the pink and the red together and then also use the blue, that could work. That could maybe work. But then I'm gonna have to decant it onto my my palette here, because otherwise it will not work. And I haven't done that yet with these paints. Like decant them out onto a palette and then like blend them together. So I don't know how well that's gonna go, but I can certainly try. Because I don't want them to be... I don't want to water them down too much. But I might try this little combo of sort of like the red and the pink together and see how that works. I think that could be nice. Because the pink is also really shiny, which I love. But the red is also more like vibrant and saturated. So let's try. And with these very scrungly letters, I hope that this doesn't end up looking inadvertently threatening instead of a nice message. I guess we'll soon find out. All right. Well, it's a pretty color at least. But I did also very specifically try and draw the letters in a way that makes them look like a possum cast this spell, I guess. Anyways, I hope everyone's got a good week coming up. I hope you've got exciting plans, nice things on your horizons. I think I have a fairly boring week coming up this week, but to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that. I had a fairly eventful couple of days over the weekend. And I was very tired today, so I suspect I probably just need to rest my whole body for a wee while. So that's my intention. Okie dokie. Is this a good color choice? I have no idea. But it's pretty. I think, anyways. Mostly I just really wanted to see how these play in the context of an actual painting. I'd love to see if I'll also like use them in like a scene, like something that has like backgrounds and stuff, but I'm not as sure how I would do that. I'm really drawn to like shiny paints and metallic things. And then I don't know how to use them effectively. I have been using shiny paints in the original pieces. I have a tier on Patreon and also on Ko-fi where you can get a small A7 size original painting from me. It's like half the size of, it's like the size of basically the Be Nice to Yourself or the possum of this paper. It's a single color, but I will sometimes accent that single color with something shiny, because I think it's fun. It's a little original painting. And I will pick basically a little guy that I think you will enjoy having a portrait of. It's a very fun little thing. What I do, I'm going to... I have a shop, by the way. You can get all kinds of like art stuff and stickers and prints and what have you from me there. if you should so choose to want to do, you can to do that there. Another heat wave on Thursday, says Joe. Oh god, I know, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to have to get a case of sports drinks and not leave my house for many days. Just starfish in front of a fan. For anyone who doesn't know, I live in the United Kingdom, and when it gets hot here, it's awful. Oh, it's shiny. It's a little bit shiny now because it's also still slightly wet, but it is shiny, which feels real nice. But also it's nice and like, okay, is this color like blood adjacent actually? Is this cute or is this threatening? I feel like it looks a little bit threatening, but I was gonna do the other lettering in blue. So maybe that's less threatening. I don't know. I don't know. If I decide that it looks too threatening, I might layer something on top of it, because I wanted this to be nice. This is supposed to look nice. This is not intended to be threatening. So, we'll see how we'll see how we goesies. I'm now picking up some of my sapphire, which looks like this. It's real pretty. Oh boy. And it is stupid bright. Nice little horror movie poster you've got there, says Tals. Aw heck, is it cute or threatening, says Samantha? Yes. Welp, I guess I've achieved something. Oh well. Honestly, sometimes one needs to be threatened into being nice to oneself. I know I do sometimes. Just like, get loved, idiot. That's me talking to myself. Oh no. It's not therapy hours again. Anyways. But, yes. Anywho. I just thought it would be nice to, I was trying to decide, like, oh, what kind of magic is the possum casting? And I was like, oh, what if this little possum is casting just like a little magical affirmation? That would be nice. So why don't I do that? And that's what I have done. So I hope it's okay. That blue, so vibrant, it's so vibrant. It's like you barely touch the paint like on the sheet, and it's so vibrant. It's actually one of my struggles with these paints, and part of the reason that I really don't use them very often is that it's really hard. It's really hard to get like a soft, subtle wash out of them, because they just go so hard. You know, you use a tiny amount, you touch a tiny amount of water to it, and it's just like, okay, did you want all the pigmentation in the world? And you're like, no, I wanted a light wash as an underpainting, and it's like, ha 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 ha, get colored in, idiot. So, oh no. Anyways, yay. Oh no, not again. Are you serious? No. Are we dead? Are we dead? Ah, shoot. Babe, are we dead? I'm asking my moderator / spouse if we are dead. I'm refreshing an internet to see if it loads. Oh, it is loading. I think we maybe just had a little... There's Sammy, but very frames. Ah, shoot. Internet, what are you doing to me? Also, I'm behind by like several seconds from the looks of it. I do seem alright, but my stream seems to be like several seconds behind. Oh, that's really weird. Well, we seem to be... Okay, we seem to be back. We seem to be more or less back, I think. I hope. I think. Maybe it's me. I'll refresh. It definitely had a moment. It definitely had a moment where it just like descended into potato quality, but it seems my playback looks okay. I think. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. Because we seem to be back, but we seem to be... there's a bit of a delay between me and Strim. So, oh no. But I'll continue on. Because we seem to be back. I will ask, are we back? Because now I'm not sure. But it looks okay from my end. So hopefully that's true. Anywho. I don't know why my internet's just been a bit of a goofball tonight. Which is lightly annoying. Because normally it's okay. But oh well. Anyways. At least the paint looks nice. So that's something. And it is genuinely heckin' gorgeous. But I also notice I'm going through this paint quite quickly. Maybe I'm just taking too much off of the sheet and I don't need to. But I seem to be using it up quite quickly. But then again, I think we back, says Tells. Yay! Wonderful. With a refresh, we are back, says Samantha. Oh, thank a goodness. Thank a goodness for that. Alright, in that case, I shall continue being nice to myself and being nice to you all. I'm having chips for dinner. That's how I'm being nice to myself. You know, let's just take this as a moment for me to just tell y'all to do something nice for yourself today, okay? Whatever that looks like for you. Maybe that's having a little treat. Maybe that's going for a little walk in, you know, sort of a nice bit of neighborhood or, like, nature near you. Or, playing a bit of Mario Kart. Whatever it may be. I don't know. But in any case, I hope that you have an opportunity to be nice to yourself today. Do something nice for yourself. Because you deserve it. Ooh, chips, says Stals. I'm excited. I'm excited for chips. Oh, y'all. It's so shiny. It's so shiny. I'm debating whether or not I want to do sort of just a nice, like, black outline around the lettering, just to kind of make it like, you know, just like, just have it be like, I feel like I kind of want to do that. But I'm sure there's like so much additional paint like attached to my brush now that I don't need. Because I used up so much paint off of this. I used up so much paint off of this sheet. Gigi Zara, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hello. Thank you. I hope you're having a lovely day. I feel bad just getting rid of it, but I have, like, no use for it. So, I don't know. I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm just going to draw a shimmery little flower. Because there's so much paint left in this little brushy-do. That didn't even get rid of all of it. Damn it! Little birdie says, "Amy, this is so cute." Aw, jeez. Aw, cheese pizza. Thank you so much for saying so. I appreciate it. Seriously, oh my goodness. This paint is crazy. This paint goes so hard and it lasts so long. And there's so much more of it. I'm still going. I'm just making a happy little flower guy. Cause this paint is frankly flippin' infinite. What is going on? Anyways, hi little birdie, how are you doing? It's wonderful to see you and welcome on in. Hello. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Give me some texture. Okay, there we go. I made a weird flower. That's it. The end. But yeah, I think I might do just zip a quick little outline around the sort of border of the letters to really make them just pop out. I think that'll be good. So I'm just going to pick up some of my black paint. And we're just going to pick out these edges. Does it absolutely not go with the rest of the piece? I don't know. Does it make the letters look worse? Well, if it does, then it does. But I think it just makes them stand out more. Having a mixed bag of a day, says little birdie. Starting vacation tomorrow. Hell yeah! Congratulations on that! We'll be very close to the border with Quebec. Ooh! Have fun! Have beaucoup de fun. Quebec. I've got family in Quebec. It's nice. I hope you have a lovely time near there. And I hope that it is a pleasant time away. Did you see that everyone is like mocking this that was put forth online, like this article or something that like, oh, Gen Z workers are doing micro retirement, and we're all just looking at it because they're just like, oh, just taking like, 1 to 2 weeks off of work instead of like, being retired. And it's like, that's just called taking a period of annual leave. That's just a holiday. That, like, do y'all not get that? Like, what? But I think what that's really done is thrown into sharp relief that actually a lot of some countries are less generous with their annual leave legal requirements than others. But the idea that taking 1 to 2 weeks away from work a year is a micro retirement and not just like holiday. That's just holiday. That's always existed. What the hell are you talking about? What is wrong with you? There's a lot of like weird. I've heard of a few different sort of things that are supposedly like internet trends in the last few days that I'm like, what are you talking about? There was also, I learned the other day of something called dopamine dressing, which the principle of which is dressing in clothes that make you feel good. And I'm just like, isn't that just how people get dressed every day? Isn't that just normal? Unless you have to wear like a specific uniform, like, you work in like a place of business where everyone wears a uniform, or like you work as a doctor, so you're in scrubs or that kind of thing. Most people, when they get up to get dressed in the morning, unless they're, or like a school uniform, that kind of thing, most people when they get up to get dressed in the morning, I would have thought, would be like, I'm going to wear the blue shirt today because I like the blue shirt, and I'm going to wear the blue shirt with the tan trousers because I like the way that the blue shirt looks with the tan trousers. It makes me feel good. Or, I'm going to wear the red jumper because it's comfortable and I know I'm going to want to feel warm and comfortable today. Or, I feel like being a little bit fancy, so I'm going to wear, like, the nice pink shirt. That kind of thing. Like, do people not do that? I dress in ways that make me feel good every day. So, like, what the heck? Oh, no, it says it's connecting to chat. Is my internet being, a weirdo again? I hope not. Ruh-roh. I don't know what's happening anymore. But anyways, yeah, like, what? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like neurotypicals learned the word dopamine but don't actually understand it. I feel like we should confiscate that word from them. But as for micro retirements, what the heck are you talking about? No. No, that's just going on holiday. I wholeheartedly disapprove of this usage. It's stupid. Anyways. I don't know if internet borked or stream borked for a second there. Or Twitch was just being a little bit weird because it like disconnected me from chat. So, question mark, but it looks like it's working again now. So, I shall finish up this lettering and then we will find someone to raid. This is such a silly artwork. But I had fun doing it, and I like this little magical, like, possum sorcerer. He's a good little guy. Anyways. Just FYI, it's Disability Pride Month. I have actually done an artwork that is relevant to Disability Pride Month that I was going to post maybe today. I don't know. I also don't think it's that good, but I tried. Sometimes it'd be like that. And I'd like to do another piece of some description for Disability Pride Month before the month is up. That might just indeed be me painting something that has something to do with one of my special interests. Because, yeah, I'm cool. Your stream keeps, like, skipping for me, but I'm not sure that's Twitch or the interwebs. I don't know. It restarted a while back, little birdie. Because my internet just fully borked it, and I don't know why. But, we'll be wrapping up shortly anyway, so hopefully it kind of holds up until then. And I do apologize if it's being a little funky. Sometimes the internet just doesn't want to internet. And I would say that's okay, but actually no, that is categorically not okay. It's worse. This possum sorcerer is adorable and scrungly, says Tals. Ah, thank you. They're trying their best. And honestly, I kind of love him. Anyways. I've just realized my lettering is pink and blue on a white backdrop. Therefore, this possum is trans. So that's also a thing now. And we love that for him. Anyways. I'm excited about my chips for dinner, but I'm also very sad about my chips for dinner. Because you know how chips, like frozen chips traditionally in this country come in bags in quantities of about 900 grams. And if we're feeling spicy, that's like 4 portions of chips. But this is the second half of the chip bag. And when I was weighing up the first portion of chips for a meal a while back, the bag lurched as I was holding it, as I was trying to shake chips out of it onto the tray, and I lost about 100 grams of chips. So we have slightly fewer chips to enjoy today, and I feel very sad about that. So yeah. Don't love that as much, but oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna pop a signature on here. But we're having other things to go with the chips, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Oh, there's a huge bead of water hanging out on the ferrule of my brush there. That would have been not great. Okay. Alright. So we have slightly fewer chips, but we do still have chips, and that's the important thing. So I'm looking forward to eating them chips. All right. Oh, good. I got a little droplet of paint up here in the corner. I don't know when that happened. I swear I'm a professional artist. I swear I am. I swear I'm a professional streamer. Please don't not think that. But, oh well, anyways, never mind. It says I've only been streaming for 1 hour and 7 minutes, but I've actually been streaming for basically 3 hours. So, this is my sorcerer possum. This is his very shimmery, shiny, sparkly. There's almost a little bit of sort of like a purpleness to some of the blue sparkle, but not all of it. It's like really interesting. I don't know how well you can see. Oh, now you can see it. See that? Isn't that rad? That's so rad. And then obviously be nice to yourself. Hopefully it looks a little bit less threatening now. But still just enough of a threat that you do actually be nice to yourself. And of course the little shiny stars and moons and stuff on the hat. I like this, and I hope that you like it too. It's really stupid, and I enjoyed doing it. So, yeah. um, Thank you for hanging out during this weird stream. I feel like I've been in a weird mood today, but I had a really good time doing this. I very much enjoyed it, and thanks again to Jam for the raid, much appreciated. And thanks to everybody who hung out and did like hype train stuff earlier. That was rad. I follow another creator who uses possums for all their branding. This is definitely getting shared around when you post it to social, says Little Birdie. Ah, pretzels. Oh, beans. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will attempt to remember to post it. And try and tell... I never tell Discord when I post new artwork, which is really stupid because it's my Discord. And I always feel sheepish sharing my own artwork in my own Discord because I'm like, no, the share art channel is for other people to share their art with the community. Y'all don't need to see mine. I already streamed it. I'm so goofy. Like, why do I think that? It's my channel. If I'm gonna self-promote anywhere, it should be in my own Discord. And yet, do I do it? No. Anyways, there's a link to the Discord if you want to join and you're not in already. It's a quiet place, but we have fun there. We do cute, silly, and fun things, and I post my schedule, and other people let us know when they're streaming, and share, like, bread they've baked, and art they've done, and all kinds of neat stuff. And yeah, it's a good time. We talk about games as well. We talk about whatever. We talk about trains. We talk about stupid things that I think of, like, oh, a whole bunch of previously unpublished compositions by Eric Satie from like 100 years ago have been recorded for the very first time, and I haven't listened to them yet, but they were released a few days ago, and I'm just like, yes, I'm so excited about that. Like, that's so stinking cool. Pickles! Thank you very much for the hydrate. I'm gonna take... I have sipped down 2 out of the 3 of the beverages I started with, so I'm gonna have a sip of my Bucks Fizz tea. Delicious. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna find someone for us to do a little raid on. Because I need to leave now, because it's time for me to go cook my dinner. Your what tea? Bucks Fizz. It's like, well, traditionally I think it's like orange juice and like orange and like champagne or fizz or something. But this is just a tea that has gold sprinkles in it and tastes of orange. And I felt like the gold sprinkles were appropriate for today because we were painting shiny things. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyways. Let's find someone to go say hi to who's doing a stream. Perchance someone that we haven't raided in a while. Or maybe someone that we have. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna find someone to raid. And yeah. It's very neurospicy in there, says Casa. Anywhere where I'm adjacent to is probably gonna be pretty neurospicy, let's be real. Also, I've been here the entire time and forgot to talk. That's such a mood. Hello, Casa. It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Just for the very end. Hooray. But I hope you've had a nice time. And it is very nice to see you. I'm just going to make sure that that they're not just about to finish before I send you in the direction. Oh, yeah. The other thing is, and I did have a point, the other thing, and I did have a point, was I'm going to be streaming again on Thursday. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Do I ever know what I'm doing? I mean, in an abstract sense, absolutely not. But in terms of the actual, like, art content that I'm specifically going to be making, I don't know. We're going to go raid Kim, who's doing some digital collage, which sounds like a really fun time. And Kim is a lovely person to hang out to. So, let me get a generic raid message. And we'll go say hi to Kim. Anyways. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. Hope you have a nice time in between. And what the heck is, like, the Kiwi is irrelevant. But the Kiwi is always relevant, depending on depending on your point of view. So I've put kiwis in the raid message. Feel free to grab the raid message if you have the emotes. Feel free to grab the emotes if you do not have the emotes. You could just say generic raid message or append any cool emotes that you do happen to have. I'll be back, as I said, on Thursday doing some kind of artwork. I don't know what yet. I'm thinking maybe some kind of landscapey scene, because I haven't done one of those in a while, and I think it'd be nice. And in the meantime, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your week. Take care, everyone. Good night, and good luck.